Hey there, StarCraft fans, it's Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today in Metropolis, it's a Light and it's Soulkey. Haven't had a Soulkey game on the channel for a while. Figured it was time. Bottom left, Light. Bottom right, Soulkey. Now, Light is not a sneaky player. He will beat you straight up with a strategy you know he is trying to do from minute one. He is just execution. He is just excellent at macro and micro expansion timings. Not forgetting anything, macroing back home, macroing out on the field. He is just a very solid and terrifying Terran player. Soulkey is a sneaky player, man. He will trick you so hard. So we will see if a Soulkey is going to try to trick Light here today. Back in ASL 19, man, that Snow versus Soulkey best of 7. Soulkey just head faked Snow a couple of times, and that was enough to win the series. Right? He basically conned Snow into thinking it was a macro game, and then he hid Lings up here, waited for Snow to move out, and then swooped in, killed his Nexus, and that was a win. Soulkey, just willing to take chances, willing to take risks, and we will see what the Magenta Zerg player is going to do today. So we've got ourselves a barracks coming up. Got ourselves, again, Light just playing standard in 2025. We've got a barracks. We have a supply depot. Hatch firsting. Here is Soulkey. No sneakiness involved here today. So this sneaky overlord is going to try to see if he can go ahead and spot Terran without Terran spotting him. So we're going to go ahead. Overlord vision is longer. Scouting the wrong way. Here is Light. Not counterclockwise, clockwise indeed, and this Overlord says, do we see, do we see, do we see, do we see, we do not see, and then we see, and the Overlord is spotted here, so he knows where the Zerg player is, and Soulkey is like, no use hiding right now, just let's go ahead and park myself over this water, over this dead airspace. And maybe prepare for a bunker? Maybe. We are producing Marines. And it is a hatch first here, and it is a short rush distance spawn here. So this SCV is being shadowed by this drone, and the drone's like, hey, don't make a bunker. If you make a bunker, I will punish you for it so hard, Light. And Light says, that's okay. I'm just scouting. Hey, look, pool timing at 2 minutes and 49 seconds. Gas. And there we go. Gas already at 100. At 2 minutes and 50 seconds for a lair. So it's going to be a 2-hatch Mutalisk. Opening here from Soulkey. Light says, okay, now we know what we're going to do. It's going to go ahead and mine out, not quite mine it fully out, this mineral field on the ramp there that restricts access. Second barracks on the way. We have an SK Terran opening here. And an SK Terran opening plus Wraiths. If you want to see that, just ask me for a link to the Action versus Ride Sky game from last week, Monday. It is such an excellent, crazy TVT. If you've never seen a third base busted from help from cloaked Wraiths, you need to watch that TVZ cast by Falcon Paladin. That's it. That's as simple as that. Just again, ask me for it. I'll get you a link, and then you can watch it. Anyway, it's a TVZ here as well. We've got gas coming in. We have an academy. We don't have an early engineering bay. So again, very, very standard here from Light. Spire timing sub 4 minutes. Excellent job by Soulkey. We've got a drone. Are we trying to trick Light here? Are we going to take a third base at the top left instead of the top right? Or are we just scouting for a proxy or something? Or scouting for like a ninja base from Light? Again, Light is standard. He kills you with standard. And, oh my gosh, it is. Okay. So again, Zergs take this top right base in the situation here in a 4-player map because it's cross-spawned from the Terran. And you need every single second you can to prepare for the push-out that is inevitably going to come from a player like Light up to your third base or then maybe down to your second base. But this is a short rush distance from Light in the top left. And again, Soulkey is being tricky here. He's being tricksy. Fire bat here to block the entrance to the natural base. The Lings are like, oh, okay, 2 fire bats, huh? Get out of there. Get out of here, Lings. We are fire bats. And we did get a scan. Okay, throwing down creeps. This stimming. 1 sunken down. 1. Oh my gosh. 1 sunken? Dude, Soulkey. We are skimping. We are skimping. Oh my gosh. 1 sunken here. There was like an ample versus, I want to say it was, I don't know, another Zerg player. There we go. 2nd sunken done. And he had enough Lings to make up for the fact that the 2nd sunken is not done yet, and he holds it off. Man, Soulkey playing with fire there. Hey, look. Supply depot on fire for those Lings. Huh. Nice segue, Falcon Paladin. Anyway, I want to say it was ample versus Queen. It was somebody. It was a Zerg player, and they just did not have anything. They did not have Lings there. They did not have anything but 1 sunken. The Terran busted in, killed the sunken, killed the 2nd sunken that was morphing in, and then murdered the Zerg. Like, the comeback was impossible from the Zerg at that point. So I thought Soulkey was going to do that again. I was having deja vu. I was like, wait, what? How is Soulkey in this situation? But no, he didn't. He saved it. He had enough Lings in conjunction with the 1 sunken and the 2nd sunken coming up that he could do it. But man, that was scary stuff. +1 flyer attack is on the way from Soulkey. I'm just curious to see when Light's going to figure out there's a 3rd base in the top left, because that's a weird place for it, man. This is Soulkey, though. This is why you watch these games. You're like, Soulkey's technically excellent, but also he does weird stuff. And you just don't see it from anybody else. But yeah, this +1 attack means we're going to see a stack of 11 Mutalisks. We're going to be able to kill supply depots. We're going to be able to kill... Nice placement on that missile turret, by the way. We're going to be killing SCVs. This is something you're going to try to do with the Zerg when you're going this many Mutalisks. And it is just more and more Mutas in production. The Mutmuts are going to be here. They're going to be strong. They're going to be fast. They're going to be stacked up. I mean, who was the first players that figured out how to stack Mutas to do this? I don't actually know. That's an interesting moment in Brood War history, right? Somebody back in 98, 99, 2000, early on, figured out that Mutalisks, if you stack them up, because they stack on top of each other, which is not something you could do in Warcraft 2, which immediately precedes StarCraft. So Warcraft 2 players coming in to the StarCraft are like, wait, what? The flying units can stack on top of each other? I guess, no, you couldn't do it. In Warcraft 2, you had flying units, you had dragons, you had griffins, you had flying machines and zeppelins and stuff, but they could not stack on top of each other. They all had square hitboxes, and you couldn't put them on top. So who is the first person that was like, oh, and they had a brain blast where they were like, yo, you can stack Mutas. If you stack them properly, you can get a ton of attacks in one location at the same time. You can get big-time damage off on turrets like that. You can one-shot, two-shot turrets. Okay, that was a 3-shot, but still, a couple Mutas died there. +1 attack is not done yet, but who was it? There's got to be somebody in Wikipedia that talked about who originally came up with this. Anyway, Light's seen this before. A lot of Mutalisks with a +1 attack upgrade, definitely coming based on the number here, although it's not a guarantee. We've got a Queen's Nest on the way from the Zerg player. The Mutas their job is to keep this Marine group from getting across the map without having too many Marines in that ball to where the Sunkens and the responding Lings can't handle it. This is a tough job to do. There's a very injured Mutalisk in this group, and it dies immediately. That wasn't even target fired. I don't think you can target fire that if you're a Terran. Anyway, I don't think... Has he scanned? I don't think he knows. Dude, if he goes all the way up to the top right, and he's like, wait, what? How is there not a hatch here? I'm going to be absolutely amazed that Soulkey got away with yet another grift, another trick on a super high-level player. Light, however, just seems to be more interested in going after the natural, which is a viable place to attack. You don't have to try to go for the 3rd. It's just if you kill the 3rd, you sort of win. Killing the natural, you kind of sort of win too, but not as hard, I think. But it's still a huge blow, obviously, to the Zerg. Sunken. 3rd sunken. Does he need it? Is the question. Scans again. He must have scanned top left. He's going there. No, he scanned top right and didn't see anything and then said, you got to be top left, right? You have to be top left. Lurkers coming in. No, cancels 1. Yeah, double lurker egg on the ramp. Good luck getting through while this lurker morphs in. Can you hit that lurker from down there? I'm not sure that you can. He's trying to kill the egg with Marines. It's hard to do. You can get there eventually, but not enough time. And that lurker is going to burrow up, and then the Marines have to get out of there. And that is such great timing from Soulkey. Again, just barely holding a base that Light is trying to kill. It's insanely good stuff right now. Hydroden. Lurker aspect done in time. Lurkers on the ramp, burrowing in. You're not getting through there unless what? You have science vessels or tanks That's it. That's all there is to this, folks. So, Irradiate's on the way. Beautiful stuff. We got the double starport science vessel production happening. It is Lurkers and Sunkens at the natural. It is going to be Lurkers, maybe some Sunkens at the third base, too. There's a Nidus. Defiler Mound prioritization here. Not getting, is getting a Nidus down here at the natural. So, Nidus, yes. Defiler Mound, I think, was first. An Adrenal upgrade would be super hot here, too. Just, you're going to have to get it. The Muta's still trying to get stuff, but, man, just not finding the angles that he needs to. It's 44 SCVs. He's gotten hardly any SCV kills with this +1 Muta group. They've done a better job killing Marines and kind of keeping... Oh my gosh. Ow, 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 ow. Kills a Marine for a Mutalisk. Not a good trade. Never has been, never will be. But it's Soulkey we're talking about here. Nidus. There you go. You can immediately get reinforcements down from the bottom right to the top left. We've got a macro hatch coming in inside the main base here too. We've got Consume on the way. I still don't see Adrenal happening. There's the Irradiate. Double Irradiate, so hard to do. He's not even really splitting that well. Okay, wow. 2 Mutalisks left after there were 11 +1 Mutalisks in that stack. A massive win for Light. He can get another Mutalisk if he's lucky there, but no. Third base coming in from Light. 6 o'clock position as well. We got Lurkers. We got Sunkens. You use your Irradiates on the Mutalisks, so we don't have enough energy for Irradiates. You have 1 for these Lurkers, which is not enough to bust through that natural base right now. More Lurkers inside the third base. Might move them down here to the natural if they're needed. There's the Irradiate, the one that he has available. Other guys back, injured. Mutalisk's got some damage on one of them. Scourge connections are a huge deal if you can get them. No guarantee. Adrenal's on the way. Consume is finishing up. We're going to see Dark Swarm. We are going to see a lot of Dark Swarms. We're going to see Plagues here eventually. Consume is done. Plague's got to start pretty soon here against this SK Terran play. Dark Swarm is good, but without Plague, it's not quite as good, I would say. Look at this vision from Light. He's covering that base, that base, that base, that base. This area. I mean, he's got a good spread of information about what's going on this map, and I love it. Yeah, he's down here too. Seeing if there's a 4th base coming in from the Zerg. There's not right now. Doesn't mean there can't be one later, but this is a 4th base location. This is a 4th base location. Lings come down. It's an Adrenal Ling with 0 upgrades. Oh, yeah. I checked to make sure there's not a base here. There's not. And the Overlord, I think, can see this. Well, they can check to see. Yeah, minerals are coming off these mineral fields. So he knows. He knows it's being mined. That is such a great position for that Overlord, man. Another scan into the top left base. See what's going on. Sees the Scourge. Also, there's a factory scouting the whole area. He's getting a macro hatch here, too, in the same location he did kind of in the main base. Interesting, just kind of going down the edges there. So, drop time. How do you break this? Drops is how you do it, especially on a map like Metropolis, where, oh my gosh, Scourge connections can be so good here. Soulkey's not looking, but he's unloading on top of Lurkers. No, the Scourge were not actually paying attention there. What is going on? The Scourge try to get in there. They kill one of the drop ships. Firebat's back here. Darksworm protecting the drones. Lurkers causing major problems. That drop could have been shut down by Soulkey, but it wasn't. He was paying attention somewhere else. Did not see what was going on here. Firebat has 0 kills. Firebat has 0 kills. Medic's going to die, and that is a shutdown drop. A couple drones died, but nothing too catastrophic whatsoever. Wow. We'll bring the production tab back because that was kind of hiding the action, but yo. Yeah, Cracklings with 0 and a +1 Carapace. Great. Defiler ready for a Dark Swarm. I don't think there's the Plague. Okay, Plague is done. Metasynaptic Node is the 3rd upgrade on the way here from Soulkey. This factory is on fire. I don't know if Scourge connected with it. That is a major win for Light if that happened. And Light taking a sneaky base in the top right for some reason. What? He's taking a 4th base top right. Of all the locations to take a 4th base, usually it would be here traditionally along the left side. Okay, Radiates an Overlord. The Overlord on top of the stacked Lurkers is such a dirty trick for Zerg. Absolutely insane. Link tried to bust into the 3rd base, but no. Marines in a position, parked away, safely behind a command center and behind the refinery. This is a crazy good game, man. Yeah, Hydra's going after the factory to kill it. That's a much better way to use, well, your units to kill a factory. It's going to burn down now, too, so that's awesome. Top right base. I don't think Soulkey knows about that. Because we're remaining like 3 Mutalisks and some Scourge trying to get something done. No, not at all. 150 to 120 supply. The scans are good, man. All right, factory finally goes down. I don't know how much he cares, really. 2 ports pretty much all he needs right now. He would need another factory to make more starports, but again, is that necessary? Lings come up here, and they're like, wait a second. Why are you at the top of that ramp? Why are there like 10 Marines up there? You probably have a base in that position. So we Dark Swarm. We plague a bunch of red Marines. Hard to see who's been plagued when they're all wearing the red color, but, you know, they're plagued nevertheless. Just gotta look closer and see which one's goopy and which one is nice and shiny and not gooped. More dropships on the way here. This is really bad for Soulkey, dude. Light is 1, 2, 3, 4 base in it here, and finally setting up for a 4th base here is Soulkey, but well after the 4th base of Light has been established, Light tricked him. Light got into that position and said, hey, what's up? I'm going to take a 4th base. You're not going to know about it. You're going to think I'm a 3-basing attacker. Nope. Not at all. Gotta radiate, consumes a drone, gets a Dark Swarm up, and then goes off into the corner to expire. And there it goes. My goodness. What a great game this is. Good recommendation from RJB as usual. Okay, plagued up on some of the science vessels. Lurkers, Lings getting some work in here too. Lings have an attack upgrade? No, definitely not. Quadruple drop up the left side. Overlord will see it. Scourge need to get in a position like yesterday. Scourge coming in. Bam, one dropship dies. Unloading onto a bunch of cracklings and hydras and lurkers is kind of tough. And then more lurkers back here. Dude, the positioning from Soulkey is just sick. It is so outstanding. Oh no, Dark Swarm Lurker at the 3rd base of Light. Going up to the Comsat station, going up to the command center. Spines are hitting SCVs as well. 48 SCVs to 38 drones. He Lurker irradiates every single 10 kill Lurker inside that Dark Swarm. He's got a Ling he can run in there. I don't know why he's not. I guess there's an army coming to cover it now, but dude, 4 base to 4 base. I mean, this base just got hit big time, but command center lives, and that's kind of the big deal here. Dark Swarm Hydra, sniping a oh, there you go. Sniping a science vessel, catching an irradiate, getting a plague off as well. So yes, the spell casting both ways. Irradiates huge, Dark Swarm's huge, plagues also huge. Upgrades for missile attack coming in, and not melee attack. So the Lings are getting neglected for upgrades. Hydras are getting those. It is a mech transition here from our guy Light. Extra factories coming in, or again, maybe it's just tanks in addition to the Marines and the Firebats and the medics to help deal with the Hydralisks. That is always a viable option here in 2025. Oh my gosh, one more hit on that science vessel. Get it? Attack the science vessel? What the heck? There were 3. What? That Hydralisk didn't kill any of those science vessels? That's insane. These ones are harder to kill. So they're not dead. Fair enough. But dude, these 4 of the 6 here are extremely injured. The Hydras didn't kill any of them. That's massive. Siege mode is on the way. We got the Lings without the attack upgrade because we're getting Hydras instead. And then, yeah, Lurker and Hydra inside Dark Swarm against Marines and Firebats are really, really tough for our guy to handle, which is what the tanks are all about. The Hydra meta showed up a couple summers ago, and now it's kind of a big deal, kind of really, really, really common here in the TVZ. And the Terran's answer to it is basically tanks, science vessels, sure, keep irradiating stuff, but tanks are the big deal. An attack into the 3 o'clock position. We got Lings, Hydras running in. Nice Dark Swarm position there. Firebats inside these bunkers. The Lings do not care. They're going to jump on these things anyway. Hydras against your buildings. Buildings are not protected by Dark Swarm, neither Terran nor Zerg. Trying to boxer maneuver inside the Dark Swarm. Get some damage done. Both science vessels go down. The 3rd base is lifted and must run. The Hydralisks can kill it. It's one of the advantages over going Ling Ultra, is that your dudes can actually kill command centers that have been lifted here. Light setting up for an attack, maybe into the natural base, maybe to catch this army coming out of the 3rd base. One of the 2 here. Crackling, again, no attack upgrades. 4 guys are neglected in a lot of ways. Every single science vessel is plagued. The Plague-oo is strong with this one, Soulkey. Knocks out a base from the Terran, catches some SCVs transferring across the map to the top right, tries to kill those. Man, restoration would be so good in this map, Light. I'm just saying. Muta's coming from the south. 1 science vessel, 2, 3. Not every science vessel. Not every science vessel. 2 remain. But 4 of them went down, and they're too close. The Hydras just turn and poke at them. There's one down. Another one somehow staying alive, trying to bust into lurkers, getting huge lurker spines off. Sunken's getting spines off. No Dark Swarm here, not a problem. Everything is fine. The Terran is forced to retreat. Whew, 50 to 49 workers. Terran player is up and not happy about it. He's got a 5th base coming at the natural of the top right spawn, where the 4th base is. Hydralists have 2/2 upgrades. Very, very scary stuff here. 6 o'clock base not coming in from Light, so technically it is his new 4th base here in the top right-hand corner. But yeah, tap that like button if you're enjoying this cast. This is an insanely good TVZ. I think Soulkey's in control of it right now after effectively resetting the Science Vessel count and killing the 6 o'clock command center. But if he can bust this, the tanks on the high ground. Classic Metropolis move, man. Every time there's a Metropolis TVZ, you get these many tanks on the high ground right there. It works against Protoss. It works against Zerg. It's okay against Terran, I suppose. Yeah, these 0 attack Lings getting in work. Finally getting a +1 attack. Plague again at 20 minutes. +1 attack. And this is what the high ground tanks will do, but not against everything. Lurkers inside this 4th or 5th base, whatever you want to call it. SCVs are going to die. The worker advantage is going to be in favor of the Zerg player now, and it is only by 2, but still. Trying to kind of set up over this way. None of these Science Vessels are plagued, so the Hydras can't kill them that easily. We've got more tanks in production here. We've got more Hydralisks. Science Vessels just getting hit by Hydras. Oh my gosh, +2 Hydras really burn through anything super fast. I can't think of anything that Hydras don't kill quickly. They're just DPS monsters, and they're fast, but the rules of RTS say that means they got to be squishy, and they are. Nice Plague again. Yeah, I think Light's losing it here. 140 to 108 supply. Hydra, Ling, Defiler, Dark Swarm, Plague is in the mix here. No tanks in this position to help against these Hydras inside the Dark Swarm. Light just kind of fighting here. Yeah, losing those guys, falling back. This base is not happening. This base is not coming back. And Soulkey up 142 to 104 supply here in 22 minutes. What an absolutely ridiculous showing here from our guy Soulkey. It wasn't looking good for him early. Light snuck a base on him, but great spell casting, great attack timings, great plagues on the Science Vessels. He's just straight up fighting now. Yeah, I don't think he even needed that Dark Swarm to win necessarily, but yeah. Your natural base is toast. Your attempt to get this base is not happening. He was going into battle cruisers. Not Falcon's favorite thing. He just Plague double supply depot. That's a weird plague, but we'll take those. Yeah, that's it. GG. Light taps out, and Soulkey is our winner in 22 minutes and 53 seconds of really, really good TVZ. Man. What a ridiculous showing there. Amazing, amazing TVZ there from Soulkey. Whew. Yeah, I think Light could have won if he could have held this 6 o'clock against the Hydralisks, against the Lurkers, against the Dark Swarm there. And yeah, just 2 Lurkers and a Dark Swarm forcing a lift off at the command center there, killing some SCVs. And that was pretty much it. The drops are not good either, I feel like. Soulkey defense stems so very, very well. Even after this one, where the Scourge that were right here did not move until the dropships were in position in the top left, and they were already dropping, but Lurkers were in position. We had Hydras and Lings in position, and that defends the drop so very, very well here from Soulkey. Just a ridiculously excellent showing. Just an amazing showing there from our guy, Soulkey. Just an incredible showing there. Whew. All right. So let's go ahead and check out the final score here. And let's see what the score is for these players. 172,146. Soulkey in the lead. Woo, that was a sneeze. We've got Soulkey outproducing the Terran player, out-killing the Terran player, losing effectively the same number here, and raising 17 buildings to 1 of Light. So we did out-macro Light as well, 49 to 43,000, 6,000 in 22 minutes. Yeah, good stuff, man. So good. Such an excellent, incredible Ridiculous showing there from our guy Soulkey, as always. So good win from him against Light. Again, I think if Light could have held the 6 o'clock base, it could have won, but hindsight is 2020, and it's so hard to hold off Soulkey when he's all over the map, plaguing everything, dark swarming everything, Hydra shooting down your science vessels, and Soulkey wins. That right there is going to be it from me. This has been the Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe. If you like what you saw and what you heard today, you can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.